forbidden knowledge of heaven, the secret of the Watchers. Last week we discussed how the Watchers, the sons of God sent to watch over mankind, lusted after the daughters of men and abandoned their duty and had monstrous children, the Nephilim. The Watchers, the holy sons of God, lived among humanity and taught humanity the secrets of heaven. The 200 Watchers led by Semyaza and his commanders spread this forbidden knowledge to humanity. Aquiel taught mankind the signs of the earth. Amaros taught mankind the resolving of enchantments. Gadriel taught mankind cosmetics and the use of weapons and killing blows. Bariquil taught mankind the art of astrology. Chasequil taught mankind the signs of the clouds. Kokabil taught mankind astrology. Fenimil taught mankind the art of writing and the creating of ink and paper. Serial taught mankind the course of the moon. Shemziel, who once guarded the Garden of Eden, one of the chief aides to the Archangel Uriel and commander of legions of angels, taught mankind the signs of the sun. Yoquan, one of the ringleaders who tempted the Watchers into committing this great sin and was elevated to a Satan of mankind. And lastly, Azazel, who taught mankind the art of making swords, knives, shields, and ornaments and cosmetics. The teachings of the Watchers led to the shedding of blood and the making of wars. Mankind learned the knowledge of heaven and used that knowledge. The knowledge of the Watchers was not only used by mankind, but was also used by the children of the Watchers, the Nephilim, or the giants as described in both the Bible and the Book of Enoch. The Nephilim used the knowledge of heaven to fight and kill the humans. Mankind could not produce enough food for the Nephilim, so the Nephilim began to eat both mankind and the weaker Nephilim. So many humans died to the treachery of the Nephilim that their souls cried out to heaven for revenge. The cries of the dead reached heaven, where the holy archangels heard their cries. The archangels went to God's throne room and said, "Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings, and the God of the ages, the throne of thy glory unto all the generations of the ages, and the name holy and glorious and blessed unto all the ages. Thou hast made all things, and power over all things hast thou, and all things are naked and open in thy sight, and thou seest all things. And nothing can hide itself from thee. Thou seest what Azazel hath done, who hath taught all unrighteousness on the earth, and revealed the eternal secrets which were in heaven, which men were striving to learn. And Semyaza, who thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates, and they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sins. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now behold, the souls of those who have died are crying and making their suit to the gates of heaven, and their lamentations have ascended, and cannot cease because of the lawless deeds which are wrought on the earth. And thou knowest all things before thy come to pass, and thou seest these things, and thou dost suffer them. And thou dost not say to us what we are to do, them in regard to these. God's action was swift. God sent Uriel to Noah and told him to hide himself, for the end is approaching. What is interesting about the archangels in the conversation with God is that the archangels, in a very nice way, reprimand God for not acting despite knowing what was going on in the earth. They say to God that he knows all things before they happen, and yet he suffers the actions of the Watchers. They single out Azazel, who taught mankind the art of making weapons, and Semyaza, who God had placed as captain over the 200 Watchers. They mention how the lost souls who have died to the Nephilim and the teaching of the Watchers are petitioning their case before the gates of God's throne room. Only when the archangels petition God directly does God take action. And when God did take action, it was swift and brutal. Is it possible that God was reluctant to punish the earth, and that was why he did not act swiftly? Or did God want to wait and see what the Watchers were doing in hope that they would abandon their great sin? Could it be that because the Watchers abandoned their duty, the earth is unique among all of creation? Could Could it be that the actions of the Watchers are the reason why God cast down Satan on the earth and not anywhere else in the vast cosmos? What do you think the punishment of God was towards the Watchers? To learn the fate of the Watchers and their monstrous children, the Nephilim, like and subscribe to Supernatural History TV.